They may be small, but your car's spark plugs or glow plugs have a big impact on the long-term health and performance of your engine.
We've covered a lot of the more obvious components you need to be looking at when maintaining your car, from brake pads to discs to things as small as a windscreen wiper, but there are a lot of not so obvious components that are equally as important. One of those vital components is a spark plug. Batty, I have to say, you're looking a bit frustrated. What's wrong, man?
In the mornings, I'm battling to get the bucky started. And in my experience, I think it's time to change the glow plugs on it.
You're talking about glow plugs, I'm talking about spark plugs. What's the difference?
There's a big difference between a glow plug and a spark plug. Yeah, I brought along a glow plug. This is only for diesel applications. This actually preheats the combustion chamber in the engine itself to assist the combustion to take place. After the engine has actually started, this is switched off and therefore does not work any further. Where a spark plug is actually fitted to a petrol engine and works with the ignition system that constantly actually generates a spark in the engine to assist that combustion cycle and work at different RPM ranges.
So all of that being said, how often do we need to then replace the component?
Some of the older generation vehicles every 10,000 kilometers, and up to the new generation vehicles that you only change the spark plugs, in this case a iridium spark plug, only after 120,000 kilometers in operation. You don't need to replace this each and every service that the vehicle has to go through. You only need to replace the glow plugs once you encounter a situation like this where the engine is difficult to start in the mornings. Then you know it's time to change the glow plugs.
Spark plugs are intentionally manufactured to be very durable, but that doesn't mean they should be ignored as part of car maintenance.
I'm looking at this particular engine block here and I'm seeing about 50 things that could be a housing for a spark plug. Is this the kind of thing you can do on your own?
Yes, of course you can do it yourself, especially on older generation vehicles. But one must remember, like this spark plug only needs to be changed on 120,000 kilometers. There is a reason for it. It's where this spark plug is actually fitted to the engine itself. If you open the bonnet and it looks a bit complicated, rather send it to an expert so he can struggle and sort it out for you.
Awesome stuff. Well, we've got a couple of gems today, but I think what really jumped out for me is not only when you're considering the electrics or your spark plug, but any consideration when looking at a diesel or a petrol car, there are going to be some fundamental differences. Make sure you ask the right questions. Thanks, man. That was really insightful today. Really good.
Join Ferodo South Africa on Facebook and answer one easy question about Ferodo's latest episode on Expresso to stand a chance to win R1,000 in cash. Competition opens at noon and closes at noon on Monday. Terms and conditions apply.
You're in control with Ferodo.